Hi everybody, it's Jody, and I wanted to share with you some projects that I did on our 4-day scrapbook retreat weekend. And I am filming this outside on my deck as the sun is going down after work at 6 o'clock, so I'm not real sure how it's going to turn out, but I hope I'll only have to do one take. And so you'll probably hear some outside noise and planes going by and dogs barking. And anyway, let me get started to get through this. I worked on some cigar boxes at our retreat. I had purchased 100 cigar boxes from an ad on Craigslist about a year and a half ago, I guess, and put the word out with my group, and they were gone within 4 days. I bought them at $100 each, some beautiful wooden cigar boxes. So just put the word out, and oh, my ladies just went crazy and bought a lot from me, and I kept about 10. So I took 4 cigar boxes with me to work on during the retreat. This is the first one. It was all of them were about a third of the way done, so it was nice to have that time to finish them up. This first one, the lid is done out of clay. I took black clay, flattened it out, put some glass beads in a row down there, stamped the clay with some just flourish stamps, a combination. That one has a little script to it. And let's see, I used Perfect Pearls to paint the clay kind of this iridescent color, and the butterfly is chipboard from the Dusty Attic, as well as the gears are also chipboard from the Dusty Attic. And I made some little round balls up there out of clay, and I baked it. Of course, I didn't put the chipboard in there. It would catch on fire. So anyway, when the clay and the body of the butterfly is clay, and so I took it out, let it cool, and adhered it onto the lid of the cigar box. So that was a real fun project to do. I had some wild paper I hadn't used yet. This is the Que Sera Sera paper from K & Company, and it was so loud and funky, and this was just the ideal project to finally get that paper to be put to good use. So I really enjoyed making this little tiny box. Alright, so my second cigar box, I think I'll show you this one. It's done by the Birdsong collection of Graphic 45. I just love that collection. I think I'm going to fill it with some note cards from the same collection. And the chipboard blossom, it is also by Dusty Attic, and I had a paper punch that I just punched the butterflies with, and of course that's Tim Holtz, accented with Perfect Pearls. And I had a little bird charm, and I broke off the little ring that came on it, and just had the box painted black, and just used some glass beads for the little feet. So it was a fun project as well. I had some real flexible wire that I used on the lanterns. So inside the box I had some funky beaded trim that I finally got to use, and tacked that up there again with that, using that little flexible wire. Came real handy. Made a little fan down there in the corner, and here's the interior of the box from the Birdsong collection. Just a real fun project. Glad to have that one done. Okay, going on to the third cigar box. This one I'm not quite done with, but I'll show it to you anyway. I need to put the words winter over here, W-I-N, and then in the second line, T-E-R. So here I just took some old jewelry pieces I had from Kohl's after Christmas sale last year for $1. used some snowflake dies, frosted some acrylic here with some vintage glitter, and the center of the snowflakes are antique earrings that I cut the backs off of them that I just picked up at the thrift store to give it some sparkle. Crackle painted it on top of shimmering hot pink paint. So there's my letters that I intend to paint and put on the top. Just used some specialty snowflake glittery silver paper, and I had this really gaudy paper, looks like sequins all over it, and it was just perfect for this project. And cut that to fit and lined up my reindeer, and that's a die with some pearls on his antlers. So got that one done, or almost done rather. Okay, so my fourth and final cigar box is this really wild one. I'm still on the fence of whether I like it or not. It was the most time consuming. I took chipboard flowers, and if you look real close, I took eggshells and cracked them on there. It's a little technique I learned recently, and I alcohol inked them. The lid is done with a textured crackle paste. Email me if you want the brand. And I put the eggshells on the side as well for a mosaic look. So kind of brings me back to the 70s actually. So anyway, glad to get that one done. Okay, so I did a couple of other projects. Let me go through those here. I have a darling daughter-in-law, future daughter-in-law. My son is getting married in June. I wanted to document a real special day. She invited me to go to her dress fitting in February. So this is a real tiny little circular can with a lid, and it says they're made with love, and her initials, J for Jordan. And I won't post this until after I've given it to her, just in case she looks. But so had to really keep my embellishments flat, which was very, very hard for me because I like to pop everything up. But it just folds out kind of like an accordion, and showing the photos that I took of her that real special day in February. And they're getting married in June of 2014. I don't know if I mentioned that or not. So that was an image I got off Pinterest. Love Pinterest. Okay, and that's her mom. And then it continues on the other side over here. So anyway, I hope she likes it. We're going to see him for dinner this Friday. So I have to tell my son, you know, not to look at the gift or at this video, of course. Okay, so as long as we're on the subject of my son and his future new bride, I made this little Altoid tin. It sits on legs. The legs are just beads, and covered it with Christmas paper. And those are some images I got off Pinterest, and I put my darling daughter-in-law's face on that one, and of course my son. And they have 3 little mini dachshunds, Riley, Bella, and Stewie. So of course I had to include those. So anyway, that was just a real fun project to do. The Altoid tin doesn't open or anything. It's just simply for decoration, and I plan on giving that to them on Thanksgiving so they can have it out for the holidays. So as long as we're on the topic of dachshunds, of course they need a Christmas card from their grandmama, or Mimi, as what I'd like to be called. Anyway, so I found this cute little image. Where else? Pinterest. So it's just a little Christmas card for my little grand doggies. There we go. Okay, oh my goodness. Yes, I do love doggies. So I have this continuing scrapbook 8x8 for my dogs. I have 3. And here's before and after of one of my dogs, Sweetie, a little Shih Tzu, before she went to the groomer and after she went to the groomer. And she's just a darling little dog. Just love her to death. Her name really fits her well. Okay, did a couple Christmas layouts. Let's see, let me show you. I did 3 Christmas layouts during the retreat. This first one, guess who that is? Of course, it's my son and his lovely bride, Jordan. So this was taken December last year, 2012. And since they were dressed in sweaters, I thought I could get away with doing a Christmas album. And a little reindeer there. I like layering. And just had some trees in my stash that worked pretty well with this, and some fun ribbon I had gotten off Etsy. Kind of looked like a sweater to me. So accented some embellies with pearls, and anyway. So that was my first layout. And my second layout, yes, I'm still doing my son as a child. I probably will always come across photos because I haven't scrapbooked for all that long. So I'm still working on little kid photos. So here he's making some gingerbread houses, and it was in a previous home that we lived in. Okay, so, and I thought it'd be fun to use up some embellishments, kind of like a checklist. So this is how that was. Again, very fun to do. I think the paper is a, might be a Martha Stewart, I believe. And my last and final project was this Christmas layout of my sister and her family. And I had some brads in my stash that I finally put to use and inked the edges there. Layered some. And these ornaments, they might be from Anna Griffin, I believe. Just a combination of different stuff that I had already, but that I felt kind of worked. So anyway, that's it for the projects that I worked on our September 2013 scrapbook retreat. Talk to you soon. Thanks.